Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently giving up on our oath to a certain degree. I mean, I'd love to get this done, but I just don't see this happening in the time period here. So that's going to be exciting. We'll find out what happens if we fail the oath, and that'll be interesting. Never done that before, so that will be definitely good to know for future decision making. No doubt about that. Now, we do have a faction brewing here. This is Nomads, and they're going to fire at any time. There's also the Liberty faction, which is just this guy. And the game thinks that he's 68% of our strength. He is not. He's not a military threat. I'm not concerned about him. What I am concerned about is bringing up our legitimacy. So to that end, I'm going to get a funeral held again here. So we'll get that done. We need to hold that probably up over this direction again. The holy site in the temple is very convenient for that. And then we can do our cousin here. I'd love to espouse legitimacy. Sadly, not an option at this time. So if we bump this up to maximum here, this is going to be 635 gold. Oh, we can't do that for another 4 years. So it is actually on cooldown. Good to know. In that case, the backup plan is a feast. But we can also extort our subjects, which we're going to do. Now, where are our loyal subjects? They even live by our mercy alone. Fantastic. So we're going to take that. That gives us a bunch of money and guarantees that we have enough to hold our feast. Okay. So we're going to hold this probably down in Madurai, would be my guess. Yeah. Here will be absolutely fine. I don't care about an honorary guest, but we are going to boost our prestige and opinion gains. There we go. And we'll see if we get any legitimacy out of this. It is possible to have that happen. So that's the dream at this point. So we'll proceed forward. And once we're done with this, I am planning to go to war. Not this war, but I guess it's fine. The feast will continue. Okay, so where is this? The main problem is that the Nomads can fire, right? But where is this war? It's on one of our tributaries. I'm completely not seeing it. Okay, let's see where this guy is. Actually, this lady. She's out over here. Gotcha. How long would it take us to raise our men-at-arms here? 8 months? I'm just going to raise some... Well, am I? I'm just going to raise the local army here. Okay, so we'll do something like this. There we go. And improved pastures is pretty good. We'll take that. So the question is, are they going to come down and attack us, or are they going to try to fight up here, right? And we'll see. We have a lovely time ahead of us for our feast, indeed. Okay, so we've got about 5,000 here. I'm just going to go to, yeah, this is enough. And we're going to walk in here. I'm hoping that these guys will join us. We'll see. They finally did. It took them a really long time to get started. And I don't think they're going to get here in time, but okay. So we do have a bit of a problem with our vassal limit. That's understood. Okay, we did not, in fact, stack wipe them there. And that was a very, very small amount of war score, to be honest. These guys are up over here. Wild stuff. Okay, where are these guys retreating to? Retreating to Hormuz. So they're coming this direction. That's wild. So I do want to deal with this vassal limit issue. And the question is, where do we want to do this? Well, we could definitely move some vassals around over here. This is a kingdom tier vassal. So I'm going to do some vassal grants out over this direction. And that'll be 1 and 2. I just don't want to put too much power into one hand, right? So there we go. We need a new counselor. This is going to be our marshal, and it can be this countess. That's absolutely fine. And at this point, I'm assuming these guys are retreating all the way back to here. That is my current assumption. So we're going to chase them, and hopefully we'll be able to defeat them once there. That's the dream. I'm not sure if we're moving faster than them or not. Apparently our son died. Okay, he died of typhus, so that's fine. So how's this feast going? Wait, another son just died. Also of typhus, presumably? Yeah, okay. That's a lot of typhus. Okay, well, we do know that there's typhus right down over here, I think. Madurian sweats, yeah, that's typhus. Okay, so that's understood. Luckily, we've got plenty of children. I'm not concerned about that. So that's fine. Our player era is 36 at this moment, and he's going to be pretty old eventually. Once he takes over, he's going to be relatively old. So that's understood. We are going to catch them here, looks like. Perfect. Okay, our wife has fallen ill with typhus, and we're going to try to actually treat her. Stewardship perk is available, and what do we get here? We are on Architect. Okay, cool. So we'll take that. That's absolutely fine. As a follow-up question, also, they are retreating back this direction now. That's awkward. We also just had our court chaplain die, and that's not necessarily ideal, but I guess we'll put this son in there. That's fine. He has a lot of opinion of us, and that seems okay. So we're at 17% war score right now, right? I'm going to split our force slightly. We no longer need quite this much here. I'm going to send half of them here to slow siege, and I'm going to send the other half down over here to chase down this force. So the ones that are going to slow siege, I want to make sure that they have a siege leader. We now have typhus. We are a little brighter. We're in very poor health here. If we were to die of typhus here, would that be hugely problematic? Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be. We'd have some issues on succession, for sure. But I think overall, it would be fine. So that's interesting. It would get us out of that oath. There's that. Okay, so our wife died of typhus. Everyone is dying of typhus. And we might too. So that is definitely something to note. This wife has typhus. Okay, they're down over here. Gotcha. Now we're infirm. Okay, we're going to die very soon. We're only 54. This is pretty young for this. So that's unfortunate. We're going to come in over here and we're going to fight this guy. Perfect. Another wife with typhus. Excellent. This feast has been kind of catastrophic, to be honest. Welcome, friends. Everyone at the feast has typhus, and it's wonderful. So, I guess we'll gain some prestige. We'll see if we recover. I'm a little surprised that we haven't died yet. One of our wives has recovered from typhus, and we're going to take prestige here. Okay. Now, these guys are retreating off this direction. So we will follow them, and that's okay. No feast is complete without a prank. What a good evening. Are we going to survive? That has to be the question right now. We're going to lose 13 stress, so keeping our stress low will keep us alive longer. The question is, how much do we actually want to stay alive longer? Also, they've got these two castles up over here, which would both be pretty easy for us to slow siege. So that's definitely noted. Okay, we're going to gain 75 prestige here. If we recover from typhus, it will be remarkable, but infirm is, of course, bad for us. We just gained 50 legitimacy, and we have died. Okay, so this is not necessarily shocking, especially when that infirm came in. Yeah, it was always going to be a thing. Luckily, this guy is not a lunatic. So there's that. He's got this spouse, and if I remember correctly, she's decent at stewardship. So if we did that, And yeah, we've got a lot of court artifacts. This is understood. So what we need right now is we need to put in a chancellor, we need a steward, we need a marshal, and we need a spy master. We're going to have some succession conflict here, and that's absolutely understood. We do have marshal here, and I'm going to go with... I'm trying to decide between strategy and authority focus. I'm going to go with strategy focus. So that's fine for now. As you can see, our finances are not great. Our Realm Priest endorses us, but not maximally. He'll get there on his own, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Out over this direction, this siege is still 2 years left. I wish these guys would actually, you know, participate in this war. That would be neat. But unfortunately, they don't seem too interested in that, so that's understood. We're just chasing down this guy over here, and sure, she has my leave to continue. Okay, so at this point, we've arrived at home, and we should probably consider having a coronation. We may want to wait until the Deccan flu ends, though. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, unfortunately, we're at 10 of 8 domain. We can definitely grant this out, which we will do. We don't want to grant out anything else, though, if we can at all help it. Because that will cause us significant issues. So, how can we get our domain limit up? Well, ideally, the way to do that would be to find a wife with better stewardship than this one. As usual, though, they're all lowborn. Actually, she has 2 points of additional stewardship and is not lowborn. She is possessed, so there's that. But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure she can manage our domain through her possession. It'll be okay. So we'll make her be our primary spouse. There we go. I was hoping that that would put us at 9 of 9. It didn't. I'm very sad about that. Very, very sad indeed. Okay, so these guys are coming up over here, and we need to fight them. We'll get that done. And up over this direction, I'm going to split off a couple of forces here. I'm going to split these guys like so. And then they're going to go here, but then I'm going to split them in half, and one unit is going to come up over here, like this. But this didn't select these. Okay. Do we have a siege leader for both of these? We've got one here, and then the other force doesn't have a leader at all right now. So let's get this guy in there. Okay, now how bad is this factionalism looking? Okay. So we've got the Liberty faction, but what I would really like to do is I'd like to get this guy taken care of. We can do something like this. He's 17 reasons away from accepting that. Mostly that's due to our low legitimacy, and we're going to work on that. We could send him a gift. That would actually be 42 opinion. Done. So now, would he be willing to accept a marriage here? 7 reasons not to. What if we give him an artifact? Like, say, this rough gemstone. That would only be 5 opinion. What would he be interested in? This would be 104 opinion, actually. You know what? I'm going to do it. So now we can make an arranged marriage here, like this. He'll accept that, and that will get rid of this faction entirely. Fantastic. So we don't need to worry about the Liberty faction. Now we've got this Independence faction, but that's fine. I'm willing to fight them. So we just didn't want to fight 2 of those factions at the same time, right? So we're going to walk up over this direction and fight these guys. Excellent. Eventually we'll whittle them down enough, but I really wish these guys would come help us. They're the ones actually being attacked here. This isn't really our war. But we'll just make our way up over this way. They're probably retreating back up over here. And in the meantime, we can see that these sieges are progressing. 7 and 9 months, respectively. Okay. So that looks good. We're only making 113 gold right now. That's understood. I think we're going to go down to strategist, and then after this, we're going to switch over to stewardship, possibly domain focus, depending on our domain limit. So we'll keep an eye on that. I was really hoping that this 18 stewardship wife would be sufficient to bring us up to 9 of 9. Sadly, she's not. Okay. It's mostly because of that arbitrary. That's unfortunate, but okay. So we're on our way up over here. No, I will not grant you this land. So we're on our way up over this direction. We're just trying to chase down this army here. Eventually, we'll catch it. And ticking war score is on our side now. These sieges are going to be finished up sooner rather than later. And they're retreating to here. Yep, as expected. Accolade has lost rank. Okay. Speaking of accolades, we need to attempt to get successors for these. That's fine. And then there is a successor here available as well, remarkably. So now we need to try to restore accolades. So we're going to hop into here, and we're going to restore accolades. Cool. There we go. And we didn't catch these guys here, unfortunately. We'll see about catching them up over this direction. Okay, this guy has shown up. Sounds good. And we're going to persecute the flagellants. That'll be okay. We're going to continue to chase these, and we need to get this... I don't want to create an accolade. I want to restore an accolade. Oh, the hero in the oasis? Awful. Absolutely awful. The Shorevere among enemies is also pretty bad. So I'm going to destroy that one. I'm going to destroy this one as well. I should have done that first. Okay, so we're going to catch these guys up here. No problem. Our court grandeur just decreased. Why is that happening? Must have been an event, because this is ticking upward. So that's absolutely fine. Okay, so we're winning this battle yet again, and they're now retreating again. So presumably they're retreating back over to here. That's been their 2 retreat points thus far. Okay. Where did we just lose a siege? Where is this? Ask Serene. Where are you? Oh, okay. I didn't know they had these guys. How long do we have? 2 months? I don't actually care about this, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we care about that. So we're going to get this done. That'll be fine. But I don't know that that's actually the... Yeah, this is an ally out over here. I think this is their army. Yes, it is. So that's understood. What we really need is we need to stack wipe this army already. How many times are we going to have to fight this? Okay, so they're retreating out over this way right now. And they're continuing to retreat this direction. There we go. So we're going to be able to fight them here. Perfect. Surely we're going to stack wipe them this time, right? Yes, they were stack wiped. So here's the independence demand. We will not be threatened. We knew that this was coming, and we have our forces set up for this. So we're going to have these guys come in like this, and let's see who all is rebelling. Actually, this war's over. Never mind. But we can't offer the peace because we're not the war leader. So that's understood. So we've got these guys out over here. That's fine. We've got their actual war leader, which is this guy. So we're going to come up over here, and we're going to raise our army, all of it that we can, right over here. And this is only going to take 30 days to raise. So that's not too bad. I do wish that we had ended this war beforehand, and there's the nomads. Okay. Awkward timing, as always, with the nomads, but I'm not too concerned about them. Let's, do we actually care about this? To a certain degree, I think. Let's go ahead and raise a rally point, or rather drop a rally point. Oh, this is rebelling, though. It's all rebelling nearby. We can't actually get there. So we have to end this war first. Then we can deal with it. So this war is now done. No, don't come this direction. There we go. And we need to come over to here. So these guys are out over this direction, right? And we currently have these grouping together. So we're going to have them come in over here. And I'm going to send them to walk up this direction to deal with the nomads here. But the nomad war is not gone. I'm just wondering where the nomads went. Oh, they're up here. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're grouped up here, and we're going to head right on in. So, are there no sick houses? There we go. And we are going to continue to head up over this way. So, what other factions might be behind this? There's this Liberty faction. Okay. The Liberty faction, we can actually just go to absolute crown authority right now. And then the Liberty faction we can acquiesce to. I think that will lose us a little legitimacy, but that's fine. We'll not lose our progress, except we'll be on cooldown, right? I want to be on absolute crown authority for a long time, but unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Awkward timing on deaths are always awkward. So we're going to go grab this, and we need to make our way up to his capital, right? So the idea here is we're just sieging our way up. We're going to hop up over this way. Now, I don't think I'm going to do any constructions at this moment. I want to avoid going into debt where possible. So we've got these guys out over here. And I'm actually thinking about just disbanding them. We'll see if we feel like we need them. Okay, here's the Liberty demand, and this we're going to acquiesce to. All that does is that drops down our crown authority. And costs us a little legitimacy, which is painful, but it's fine. Okay, so we're going to hop up over this direction. We're now contesting the war goal, and that's fantastic. Next, we're going to hit his capital right up over here. Okay. We've got a lot of stuff happening at this moment. That's all completely understood. So we're grabbing his capital, and the question is, where does this put us? 48% war score? Okay. I was hoping that that would get us a little bit higher up, but ticking is now on our side, and that's fantastic. So we're just going to continue to siege through this. I'm watching them up over here, but I think we're sieging at a much faster rate than they are, if I had to guess. So we're just going to continue contesting the war goal up over here, and we're going to head up this direction. Looks good. Yeah, they're coming this way. They know that they've got a problem. They can't fight us. They absolutely cannot fight us. We'll send for a physician, which is unfortunate timing. We are ill at this moment, and no, we'll set aside these childish thoughts. Okay, we just had a son die of, what is this? Is this another typhus outbreak? Just sickly. Okay. And we'll pay to get this this doctor. We're a little brighter. Okay, good. And we had a mental break. We could become a confider, I guess. We would be confiding in our wife, which is probably fine. This was her child who died. Fair enough. We can work through that together, I'm sure. Okay, so that seems fine. And we're going to hop over this way. So he just embarked, and he's coming into his capital right now. So that's absolutely noted. Is this a castle? Yeah, that's a castle holding. Okay. So we're going to go grab that, and we're going to come down this way. Now, he's taking this back, and that's absolutely fine. I don't mind it. So we're going to grab this castle, and we'll make our way over this direction. I'm looking to fight them. I absolutely want to give battle here. They cannot compete with our men-at-arms. It does not matter what they have. It literally doesn't matter. They can't do anything here. So we stack wipe their entire army, as we expect. Our stats are just so absurd that our army outperforms literally everything. Now we just need to get this, and that will end the war. Perfect. So we'll enforce those demands, and I'm going to Well, we need to deal with this force up over here, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to disband these forces. It'll take them up to 9 months to return home. That's understood. I'm going to drop a rally point right here now that we can do that. I'm going to start raising our men-at-arms, but that's going to take them a while to get there. I'm going to raise everything else over here, and I'm also going to call in a Holy Order most likely. We do need a steward at this point, and a marshal. And apparently a spy master as well. So that's all absolutely fine. We'll get that going. This guy's not fully endorsing us. We should probably start working on swaying him. There we go. And then, of course, what we need to do is hire a Holy Order. Would be the dream here. So that is going to be... I'm going to go with these guys. Okay. How long do we have here? 37 days. Okay. So I kind of want to walk in with our Holy Order here. That would be this guy in charge, I guess, and fight this. Now, the game says we will lose decisively. Do we believe that? We'll be the defender here. It's just in desert, but I'm going to do it regardless. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we're going to bring in these reinforcements. That battle is not going fantastically well, but we're going to keep raising over here. Reinforcements are coming in. Reinforcements are so late. Okay, reinforcements were way too late there. That's unfortunate. Okay. We have an aggravated wound treatment. Understood. This guy made a claim. That's not terribly shocking. And now we're no longer ill. So that's nice. Okay, I'm going to group. These guys are retreating a long ways away. A very long ways away. Noted. So that was unfortunate, no doubt about it. We kind of rolled badly, but mostly I was just greedy. That's fine. I'm going to continue to raise forces here for a little bit. Oh, look at that. We have a knight here. Incredible. Okay. Our men-at-arms are beginning to arrive. That's interesting. I'm going to stop these guys from gathering, and we're going to walk up over this way. Now, these forces are going to arrive back over this direction, and we can grab a perk here that's going to be Sappers, which is going to be very convenient for us. Now, as you can see, our men-at-arms are working on gathering over here. And honestly, this is nearly all of them. It's not quite all of them, but it's pretty close. I'm going to say that's good enough. We're going to grab this. There we go. I'm going to turn these guys around. They're going to go here, and we're going to split off just our bombards. Hello, bombards. Okay, there we go. We're going to split off just our bombards. They're going to go up over here, and the rest of these are going to head over to fight this. This will end the war. So we'll just cruise on over there. It is time to put a cut in here, so I am going to do that, but I'm going to wait until we're out of these wars. That's definitely something that we want to do. So that'll be fine. We're currently losing money, but that will not be the case for much longer. So we're going to just hop up over here, grab that siege. This is no problem. They're making claims on us, but we don't care. That's absolutely fine. If they want to do that, I wish them luck. So we're going to go in here, and obviously we're going to win this decisively. That was always going to be the case. They did manage to complete their siege, but it doesn't matter. The war is over, so we'll enforce those demands. That gains us 43 legitimacy, and now I'm going to go ahead and put that cut in here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.